Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how the Netflix live action Avatar Last Airbender show is going to take out the whole Sokka being sexist thing. And of course, you should probably guess who's pissed off about that. Men. Lord Jesus, have mercy. So, yes, the internet is furious right now. Why? Because what I just said, Sokka's not going to be sexist in this. And the internet and fake Avatar fans seem to think that's his entire personality is taking away huge character development, his personality traits, and this and that. People must not have even watched this show. They must just be pissed because a man isn't gonna be sexist towards a woman. Now, if you watch Avatar The Last Airbender like I did, then you will know this pivotal, yes, character development moment in Sokka's life. Sokka is very arrogant. He thinks he's all that. He thinks he's the greatest warrior of all time. He's comedic relief. He wants nothing to prove. He wants nothing more but to prove that he can be a warrior and fight alongside his dad and the elder warriors and stuff. Sokka, it takes him a good long while to get to that warrior status because he's just not that great. It's all in his head. He's smart and he's capable, and he's great at, like, war strategies and stuff like that because he's just like practiced for so long, but he just can't handle it in the battlefield. When we first see him, he gets his butt kicked by Zuko, and then the most like huge character development for him happens when he goes to Kyoshi Island and he gets his butt whooped by one Kyoshi warrior. When him and like the other I can't talk. When him and Aang and Katara go to Kyoshi Island, they get ambushed. He thinks men ambushed him, but it's a group of women. He is shocked and surprised to find this. Is when he starts developing like this whole story plot with him and Suki. And so basically he has to learn a valuable lesson. He has to learn that just because you are a man does not mean you can do everything and a woman is your equal and stuff. And so when she asked him, practice with us and this and that, he thought, oh, I'm all that and I can handle it. And she basically just tosses his behind across the room where he falls flat on his face. And he is extremely embarrassed by that. Then next thing you know, the Fire Nation comes, Aang does his thing, and then when, right before they're about to leave, he learns that, like, women are his equal and it's not just a man's world, and he decides he's gonna respect not only women but he's gonna respect the Kyoshi warriors and their ways, even putting on face paint and dressing in their costumes and stuff. This causes a romance between him and Suki and all that, and that's it. That's literally it. That's the only episode where he's a sexist. Everything else in the entire episode, not episode, but everything else in the entire series, he respects women. And he just goes on his comedic relief and he tries to prove himself as a warrior. And that's it. Never else in the entire series that he like, oh, a woman can't do this and a woman can't do that. He doesn't do that no more. It was one episode in the first season, and this has caused just about every man who has watched the series or probably has not watched the series to cry on the internet. Boy, cry me your tears because I will swim in it. Because of the simple fact, like I said before, it was one episode and it was one episode only. But people on the internet, men, seem to think him being a sexist is his entire personality. And they don't know, they're robbing that from him. And then somebody brought up trans rights and all that. What the world are people talking about? And they all like, oh, well, the creators left the show because of it. What the world are people talking about? It was one episode. Yes, it was pivotal for his character development and like respecting women. And you know what? Honestly, I could care less if they keep it in or add it. Like, if they really probably should have kept it just so he can have that big moment with Suki and everything. And it would have been a learning. See, for all these men that are crying, this would have been a learning moment for you, because I don't know what has happened to the world. I don't know what happened to men. I don't know what happened to white people in general, but people have just gone nuts and everything, especially when anything's diverse or they take away from this and that. Most likely, Netflix probably like, oh, this might seem too sexist and women might get offended. But you know what? I knocked my camera over it. Sometimes you need to learn those lessons. So him being sexist should have been kept into the show to teach people a lesson. But we have now learned, with all the diversity that is out there in television and movies, it doesn't teach people nothing. And the lack of diversity in the past didn't teach people nothing, period. I mean, look at Star Trek back in the day. Star Trek has always been woke. But yet now all these angry little Star Trek fans all like, it was never woke in the past, but it's woke now and we don't like it. If you was a true Star Trek fan, you would know that it's always been woke. It's always been political. There's always been diversity, except for LGBT diversity, but it's always been like different races and stuff like that. But yet people want to believe, oh, it's woke now. It's always been that way. But yet they want to be angry and scream and cry on the internet. And that's kind of how they're doing it right now with this. I mean, yes, I feel like they should have kept it in, but it's not a big deal. It was one episode, and they're going to have character development throughout the series, hopefully on Netflix. And you know what I'm saying? And him and Suki are going to meet. I don't know. Like, it's a different interpretation of what we know. This is not going to be 100% like the Avatar show we grew up with and everything. This is different. They're bringing in characters who aren't supposed to appear until either the end of the first season or throughout the entire second season. And you can tell that this is going to be different. But, you know, the fact that people are crying, well, men are crying about this on the internet is really a shame. And you have no right to call somebody a snowflake when you're crying a river on the internet, all because one male character is not going to be sexist. This is how pathetic mankind has become and how pathetic the internet has made us and everything. It's like, I don't understand what's going on where people get so up in arms about the tiniest, minute thing. This is a tiny, teeny tiny subplot in his character arc and everything. It was not throughout the entire series. It was not throughout the entire season. And it was in one episode and one episode only. And people are crying their eyes out and pissing in their bed. I don't understand people. Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.